When Season 1 of Fallout came out, I hadn't played any of the games, but I really enjoyed the whole retro-futuristic post-apocalyptic world it conjured up. Since then, I have played Fallout 4 and spent many happy months roaming through the wasteland, joining the Brotherhood of Steel and playing with the power armor, and finally building a giant robot and watching it smash everything in sight. So now I can appreciate how faithful the TV show is. They've really captured the atmosphere and world building of the game while focusing on new characters, so you don't have to have played the game to enjoy it. Season 2 is apparently based on Fallout New Vegas, which I have not played. In fact, I'm not even sure it's available for current consoles. So I didn't get all the specific references this time around, but that doesn't matter. As a viewer, you're encountering all the different factions and groups at the same time as the characters from Season 1. Lucy, played by Ella Purnell, is looking for her father at the start, and she spends the first 5 episodes having random encounters with wasteland dwellers, much like you do in the games. She tries to stick to her principles, but gradually gets corrupted, becoming addicted to drugs, and killing both monsters and people. Her storyline feels very much like the journey you go on when playing the game. You might start out with good intentions, but soon enough you find yourself causing chaos and destruction just for the fun of it. It's okay, Lucy, we've all been there. Maximus, played by Aaron Moten, becomes increasingly disillusioned with the Brotherhood of Steel, and ends up leaving after starting a civil war. His storyline allows you to enjoy all the cool future tech they've got, so you get to see more cool power armor and multiple airships like the Prydwen, and the post-credits scene suggests there's going to be another giant robot, just like in the endgame of Fallout 4, so that should be exciting. Cooper Howard, played by Walton Goggins, is arguably the main character now. He seemed like an antagonist in Season 1, but now we've seen a lot of his past played out, and you can appreciate his motivations a lot more. He starts the season travelling with Lucy, and they make a surprisingly good team. The contrast between his experience and her naivety is always fun to watch. Of course, he does inevitably end up betraying her, but he is focused on getting his wife and daughter back, and it becomes clear that this is what he's been after all along. Whether they will accept him without the nose remains to be seen. We also get regular check-ins with the inhabitants of Lucy's old vault, which don't really go anywhere. There's a lot of time spent checking in with all these characters I barely remember from Season 1. But by the end, it does look like the Vault Dwellers are finally getting close to unravelling the conspiracy between their leaders, so we'll see how that plays out next time. There is also yet another storyline with Lucy's brother. He unfreezes a whole bunch of Vault Tech executives, and they all end up dead. I'm not entirely sure what the whole point of that was, but maybe he'll go back to the Vault next season, and those two storylines can come to some sort of conclusion. As well as all of this, there is also the continued use of flashbacks to the pre-apocalypse days, giving much more background to Cooper and his wife, as well as all the other characters, who've all managed to bridge the gap between the two time periods one way or another. Justin Theroux as the scheming billionaire Robert House is a welcome new addition. He fits right in and plays it perfectly. And the whole 1950s but futuristic vibe is beautifully realised, with costumes and sets and really old-sounding music all combining to bring it to life. The post-apocalyptic world is also stunning, bright and colourful, which is a rarity in television nowadays, and with massive practical sets such as the Las Vegas Strip and the Brotherhood headquarters. We also get to see Deathclaws this time around. They're one of the more memorable creatures from the game. Massive, seemingly unstoppable monsters, which are really hard to take down. And that comes through to this version. Every time the characters have to face them, you know that they're in trouble. If anything, they may have tried to cram in a few too many elements from the games. Super mutants are introduced in one episode, but they only have a brief cameo, played by Ron Perlman, no less. It seems like a bit of a waste unless they're going to be using them more next season. And they bring in Caesar's Legion for one episode, and then just leave them alone until the finale. It does look like they're going to be more important next season, with Macaulay Culkin in charge. You could say he's gone from Home Alone to Rome Alone, but maybe not. So there's a lot going on, and some episodes are cut in between so many different plot lines that they barely move any of them forwards. But the finale does give a satisfying conclusion for the main characters, all coming together in New Vegas. You have Maximus fighting a whole tribe of Deathclaws in a standout action sequence, and Lucy finally confronts her father, played by Carl McLachlan. She spent the last 3 episodes stuck in his underground vault, where he's building an army of mind-controlled zombies, and she's faced with the classic moral dilemma of whether to side with family or do what's right, which is again similar to the choice the player has to make in the games. The end sets things up nicely for next season, with Cooper heading to Colorado to find his family, and Lucy and Maximus shacked up in House's penthouse apartment. There's a war starting between the New Californian Republic and Caesar's Legion, a civil war in the Brotherhood of Steel, and the mysterious Enclave possibly turning out to be the real villains behind everything. I suspect this season may turn out to be more of a bridge between Season 1 that introduced the world and Season 3 where it all kicks off. It's still a good show, sometimes it's great, it just needs to be a bit more consistent. Thank you for watching. I'm sure I'll be back here when Season 3 comes out to give you my thoughts on that. But at the current rate, that probably won't be for another 2 years. If anything, I made this video mainly so I can watch it back before Season 3 starts to remind myself of what happened. If you enjoy my videos, then please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.